Why do we use different poverty lines globally? Imagine trying to compare how people live in different parts of the world with just one yardstick. It wouldn't make much sense, right? That's why countries and organizations use different poverty lines. Poverty is not the same everywhere. It depends on local prices, culture, and what people expect as a basic standard of living. In wealthier countries like the United States, the cost of living is higher. Things like housing, healthcare, and education cost more. So, the poverty line there might be around $27 per day. That means if someone earns less than that, they are considered to be living in poverty. This higher threshold reflects what people need to meet their basic needs in that country. On the other hand, in poorer countries, the cost of essentials like food and shelter is much lower. The poverty line might be just a few dollars a day. For example, in some low-income nations, living on less than $2 a day is considered extreme poverty. This lower line shows what it takes to survive in those environments. International organizations like the World Bank set a global poverty line called the International Poverty Line. Currently, it is around $2.25 per day. This helps compare extreme poverty across countries. But it's a very strict measure and doesn't show the full picture of poverty in wealthier nations. It mainly focuses on the poorest of the poor. The reason for these different lines is that a single number cannot fit all countries. Prices, social standards, and what people need vary a lot. To make fair comparisons, economists use something called purchasing power parity. This adjusts for differences in local prices, so we can see how much income is needed to buy the same goods and services in different countries. From a capitalist point of view, these varying poverty lines reflected how economies develop at different speeds. Wealthier nations have higher standards and costs, while poorer countries are still growing and expanding their markets. The global poverty line helps track progress in reducing extreme poverty, especially in developing economies. But it's also true that setting these lines involves political and social choices. They are not just about money but also about what societies value as a decent standard of living. Policymakers use these lines to decide where to focus it and social programs. In developed countries, the focus might be on reducing relative poverty, while in developing nations, the goal is often to lift people out of extreme deprivation. So, using different poverty lines allows us to understand and address poverty in ways that make sense for each country's unique situation. It helps target resources effectively and measure how well we are doing in making life better for everyone around the world.